Imagine a book so ancient and mysterious that if you knew about its existence, you'd be intrigued by what it hides. We're talking about a text excluded from the Bible, kept in the shadows of history, and considered too dangerous to be widely known. The Book of Enoch isn't just a lost piece of ancient literature, but a repository of forbidden secrets, shocking stories, and knowledge that challenge the foundations of traditional theology. Did you know it talks about fallen angels defying divine authority, hybrid creatures called Nephilim, and even teachings that God never intended humanity to know? What makes this book so powerful that it had to be silenced? Think for a moment. The idea of angels, beings we associate with divinity and perfection, rebelling and corrupting the earth, is enough to send chills down anyone's spine. But the Book of Enoch goes even further, recounting how these fallen angels, known as the Watchers, who taught forbidden secrets to humans, leaving an impact that echoes to this day. Enoch, an enigmatic figure briefly mentioned in the Bible, is said to have documented it all, from visions of the heavens to divine judgment. And the most intriguing part? These stories are not mere legends. Many believe they hold hidden truths that still shape our understanding of the universe. Before we delve deeper into this mystery, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Share it with that friend who loves exploring the hidden side of history, and let us know in the comments, what do you think might be concealed in the Book of Enoch? Your comment is key to enriching this discussion, and your interaction helps the channel grow and bring even more revelations. Now, let's dive into the central figure of this fascinating narrative. Enoch, the man who walked with God. Enoch is one of the most. This short yet profound statement has sparked centuries of speculation, curiosity, and wonder. Who was this man? Why was he chosen for such a unique destiny? And most intriguingly, what does it mean to walk with God? To understand Enoch, we must first recognize the cultural and spiritual significance of his time. He lived in a world vastly different from ours, a world still reeling from the repercussions of humanity's fall in Eden. It was a time when people lived fascinating yet mysterious figures in biblical history. Unlike many others mentioned in the scriptures, his story isn't defined by dramatic events, wars, or miracles. Instead, Enoch's significance lies in what's left unsaid. In the Bible, he is introduced briefly in the genealogy of Adam's descendants, but in just a few verses, he stands out as someone extraordinary. Genesis 5:24 simply states, Enoch walked with God, then he was no more because God took him. For centuries, and their actions had long-lasting consequences. Yet, amidst the growing corruption of humanity, Enoch's life stood out. The phrase, walked with God, suggests an intimate, unwavering relationship with the divine, one marked by obedience, trust, and perhaps even a higher level of understanding. Imagine living in such alignment with a higher power that your very existence becomes inseparable from it. But Enoch's story doesn't end with this simple description. In fact, it barely begins there. While the Bible leaves his tale tantalizingly incomplete, the Book of Enoch, an apocryphal text attributed to him, fills in the gaps with extraordinary detail. According to this book, Enoch was no ordinary man. He was a visionary, a prophet, and a scribe chosen by God to witness the hidden workings of the universe. He is portrayed as a mediator between the divine and humanity, entrusted with secrets that even angels coveted. Enoch didn't just walk with God, he was taken into the heavens, where he saw things no mortal had ever seen before. One of the most striking aspects of Enoch's story is his role as a witness to the rebellion of the Watchers, a group of angels who defied God's commands and descended to earth. These angels, also known as the Vigilantes, played a pivotal role in corrupting humanity, and it was Enoch's task to document their actions and deliver a message of judgment. Imagine the weight of this responsibility, being chosen to stand as a messenger between heaven and earth, bearing witness to both divine glory and celestial betrayal. But why Enoch? Why not Noah, Abraham, or any of the other prominent figures in biblical history? The answer may lie in the nature of Enoch's character. His life, though ordinary on the surface, was marked by an extraordinary dedication to spiritual truth. He wasn't a king, a warrior, or even fate of humanity. Through these visions, Enoch became not just a recipient of divine wisdom, but a custodian of secrets too profound for the ordinary mind to comprehend. His writings, passed down through generations, are a testament to the vast and mysterious scope of his revelations. But Enoch's story isn't just about divine favor and cosmic knowledge. It also carries a message of accountability and judgment. As the world around him descended into chaos and sin, a priest. Instead, he represents the idea that closeness to God doesn't depend on status or achievements, but on a heart aligned with the divine will. This idea resonates even today, reminding us that spiritual greatness can emerge from the most unexpected places. The apocryphal accounts of Enoch also reveal his deep connection with cosmic and spiritual knowledge. He is said to have been given access to the structure of the heavens, the cycles of the stars, and Enoch stood as a beacon of hope and righteousness. His story challenges us to consider what it truly means to live a life that pleases the divine. Is it about grand gestures, or is it about consistent, unwavering faith in the face of corruption? Enoch's ascension into heaven, the moment when he was taken by God, adds another layer of intrigue to his story. Unlike Elijah, who ascended in a whirlwind, Enoch's departure is described in an almost understated way. Yet, its implications are profound. By taking Enoch, God was making a statement, one that echoes through the ages, that righteousness, no matter how rare, will never go unnoticed. As we move forward, the question remains, what exactly is the Book of Enoch, and why has it been the subject of such controversy? If Enoch's life was so extraordinary, why was his book excluded from the Bible, and what secrets does it contain? Let's delve deeper into the heart of this mystery. Referred to as 1 Enoch, to distinguish it from later texts, is an ancient Jewish work that dates back to around the 3rd century BCE. It is attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah, and is considered part of the pseudepigrapha, texts falsely ascribed to biblical figures. While it is not included in the Hebrew Bible or most Christian canons, it has been preserved in its entirety in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, where it is regarded as scripture. This alone, the Book of Enoch, is not just an ancient text. It's a window into a world of divine mysteries, forbidden knowledge, and cosmic drama that has intrigued scholars, theologians, and spiritual seekers for centuries. But what exactly is it? And why does its existence seem to challenge the very fabric of religious orthodoxy? To understand its significance, we must first explore its origins, contents, and the controversies that surround it. The Book of Enoch often raises questions. Why did some traditions embrace it while others rejected it? What truths does it contain that were deemed too dangerous or controversial for mainstream religion? The book is divided into 5 major sections, each brimming with extraordinary revelations. The first, the Book of the Watchers, details the rebellion of the Watchers, angels who abandoned their heavenly posts to descend to earth. They shared forbidden knowledge with humanity, intermarried with human women, and gave rise to the Nephilim, giants whose existence threatened to upend the divine order. This story alone is enough to captivate the imagination, blending celestial grandeur with earthly chaos. The second section, the Book of Parables, takes us deeper into the prophetic visions of Enoch. Here we find descriptions of the heavens, the throne of God, and the ultimate judgment of both angels and humans. These parables are filled with apocalyptic imagery, painting a vivid picture of the end times and the establishment of divine justice. It's no wonder that the Book of Enoch has been linked to the New Testament's Book of Revelation, with scholars noting striking parallels between the two. The third section, the astronomical book, is perhaps the most unique. It provides detailed accounts of celestial mechanics, describing the movements of the sun, moon, and stars in ways that seem almost scientific. Yet it also frames these phenomena within a divine context, portraying the cosmos as a meticulously ordered creation governed by God's will. Imagine living in a time when the stars were seen not just as distant lights, but as part of a celestial symphony orchestrated by the divine. The final sections, the Book of Dream Visions and the Epistle of Enoch, continue to expand on themes of judgment, prophecy, and the ultimate fate of humanity. Through vivid dreams and symbolic imagery, Enoch warns of the consequences of sin while offering hope to the righteous. His epistle reads almost like a letter to future generations, urging them to remain steadfast in their faith despite the trials of life. But the Book of Enoch is more than just a collection of stories and visions. It's a text that challenges us to question the boundaries of human knowledge and divine revelation. Why were the Watchers so intent on sharing forbidden knowledge? Were they truly rebels, or could their actions be seen as a twisted form of enlightenment? And why did God respond with such severity, sending a flood to cleanse the earth of their influence? These questions have made the Book of Enoch a subject of fascination and controversy. Its exclusion from most biblical canons is often attributed to its content, which diverges from traditional narratives and introduces elements that some religious leaders found unsettling. And tell us about the nature of religious power. As we continue, we'll delve into the most controversial stories within the Book of Enoch, exploring the truths that made it both revered and rejected. The Book of Enoch is a treasure trove of stories that are as controversial as they are captivating. These narratives shake the foundations of conventional religious teachings, offering a perspective on the divine and the cosmos that feels both ancient and revolutionary. At vivid descriptions of the heavens, the rebellion of angels, and the hybrid Nephilim were likely seen as too fantastical or too threatening to established doctrine. But could it be that these stories contain truths that were simply too complex for ancient audiences to grasp? The rejection of the Book of Enoch also raises questions about authority and control in religion. Who decides what is considered sacred or heretical? And what does the exclusion of this text? The heart of its most debated passages are the tales of the Watchers, the creation of the Nephilim, and the divine judgment that followed. These are not just stories. They are windows into a forgotten spiritual narrative that raises profound questions about morality, divine justice, and the boundaries of knowledge. Let's begin with the Watchers, a group of angels tasked with observing humanity from the heavens. Their role was passive. They were meant to watch and protect, not interfere. But according to the Book of Enoch, a faction of these angels defied their divine mandate. They descended to earth, captivated by the beauty of human women, and took them as wives. This act of rebellion was more than a breach of divine law. It was an existential disruption. The union of these angels with human women resulted in the birth of the Nephilim, giant beings of immense strength and size. These creatures, described as abominations and destructive purposes. One can't help but wonder, was the rebellion of the Watchers an act of altruism, a misguided attempt to elevate humanity, or simply a descent into chaos born of lust and pride? The consequences of these actions were catastrophic. God, angered by the corruption spreading across the earth, decreed a divine judgment. The Great Flood, as detailed in Genesis, was not merely a punishment for human sin, but a direct response to the chaos unleashed, are said to have wreaked havoc on the earth, consuming resources and spreading corruption. The story doesn't end there. The Watchers, in their defiance, also shared forbidden knowledge with humanity. They taught humans the arts of war, metalworking, astrology, and enchantments, skills that, while valuable, were deemed too dangerous for human hands. These teachings, according to Enoch, led to widespread moral decay, as humanity misused this knowledge to serve selfish. By the Watchers and their offspring, the Nephilim were wiped out, and the Watchers themselves were bound and cast into darkness, awaiting final judgment. This narrative reframes the flood as not just a cleansing of humanity, but a cosmic reset, an effort to restore balance to a creation that had been dangerously distorted. One of the most intriguing aspects of these stories is the moral complexity they introduce. The Watchers are not portrayed as purely evil. Their motivations, while flawed, are relatable. They sought love, knowledge, and perhaps even freedom from divine constraints. Yet their actions led to devastating consequences, illustrating the dangers of overstepping boundaries set by a higher power. Similarly, the Nephilim, despite their monstrous nature, are tragic figures, beings born into a world that could never accept them. The Book of Enoch also provides vivid descriptions of Enoch's role in these events. He acts, their content, but also for the questions they raise. If the Watchers were capable of such rebellion, what does that say about free will in the heavenly realm? If humanity was entrusted with forbidden knowledge, what is the line between enlightenment and corruption? And most provocatively, if these events truly occurred, what else might be hidden in the pages of ancient texts yet to be uncovered? The controversy surrounding these stories is compounded by their as a mediator between God and the Watchers, delivering messages of judgment and pleading on behalf of humanity. Through Enoch's eyes, we see a world teetering on the edge of destruction, a drama unfolding not just on earth, but across the heavens. His visions are filled with celestial landscapes, angelic hierarchies, and divine decrees, painting a picture of a universe deeply interconnected yet fraught with conflict. These stories are controversial not only for exclusion from the Bible. Were they deemed too fantastical, too threatening, or too divergent from the central narrative of salvation? Whatever the reason, their absence leaves a gap in our understanding of the divine-human relationship. But as we explore why the Book of Enoch was excluded from the biblical canon, the answers may reveal as much about humanity as they do about the divine. The exclusion of the Book of Enoch from most biblical canons is one of the greatest enigmas in the history of religious texts. For a work so rich in detail, so aligned with biblical themes, and so revered by early religious communities, its omission raises countless questions. Was it because of its content, stories of rebellion, forbidden knowledge, and divine judgment, or because of the broader implications these tales had on established theology and authority? To understand why this text was silenced, we must journey through the intricate, clear connection shows that the Book of Enoch was once respected and even authoritative in certain circles. So what changed? The answer lies in the process of canonization, the selection of texts deemed divinely inspired and fit to be part of the Bible. During this process, early church leaders sought to create a unified scripture that reflected the core tenets of their faith. The Book of Enoch, with its vivid descriptions of fallen angels, hybrid creatures, and relationship between scripture, power, and belief. First, it's essential to recognize that the Book of Enoch was not always an outcast. In fact, it was highly influential in early Jewish and Christian traditions. Portions of the book are echoed in the Bible itself, particularly in the New Testament. For instance, the Epistle of Jude directly references Enoch, quoting a prophecy about divine judgment. "Behold, the Lord comes with 10,000 of his holy ones." This, stars, and the cycles of nature could have been interpreted as aligning more with pagan cosmologies than with the simplicity of biblical doctrine. This association with potentially heretical ideas likely contributed to its rejection. But the exclusion of Enoch was not solely a theological decision, it was also a political one. Religious authorities in both Jewish and Christian traditions sought to maintain control over their communities. Allowing a text like the cosmic drama posed a challenge. Its content was not just controversial, it was disruptive. By introducing ideas like the rebellion of the Watchers and the Nephilim, the book risked complicating the narrative of humanity's fall and redemption, which was central to Christian theology. Additionally, the Book of Enoch's emphasis on celestial mechanics and divine hierarchies may have been seen as too esoteric or mystical. Its detailed descriptions of the heavens, the Book of Enoch, which introduced alternative narratives and interpretations of divine will, could have opened the door to dissent. By silencing the book, leaders could consolidate their teachings and minimize challenges to their authority. In many ways, the Book of Enoch became a casualty of this effort to establish order. Interestingly, while the book was excluded from the Hebrew Bible and most Christian canons, it was preserved in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, where it is still considered scripture. This preservation highlights the diverse ways religious communities have approached the same texts, reflecting differences in theology, culture, and priorities. For the Ethiopian Church, the Book of Enoch's themes of divine justice and cosmic order resonate deeply with their understanding of faith. The exclusion of the Book of Enoch also reveals the limitations of canonization. By choosing which texts to include and exclude, early religious leaders shaped not only theology, but also the very way we perceive God, the universe, and ourselves. What might have been lost in this process? Could the Book of Enoch contain insights into the divine-human relationship that remain untapped? And if so, what does this mean for how we approach other apocryphal texts? These questions linger, inviting us to look beyond the boundaries of the Bible to discover what lies hidden in its margins. But as we ponder the reasons for the book's exclusion, we must also consider its enduring impact. Despite being sidelined, the Book of Enoch has continued to influence theology, literature, and spirituality. So, how has this mysterious text shaped the world beyond the canon? Let's explore its cultural and religious impact. Despite its exclusion from most biblical canons, the Book of Enoch has left an indelible mark on culture, religion, and even modern spirituality. Its stories, themes, and imagery have transcended the boundaries of Scripture, influencing theological debates, artistic expressions, and esoteric thought for centuries. How can a text relegated to the margins wield such enduring power? The answer lies in its ability to spark imagination and challenge conventional narratives. One of the most profound impacts of the Book of Enoch can be seen in early Christianity. As mentioned earlier, the Epistle of Jude quotes directly from Enoch, showing that the text was respected and circulated among early Christian communities. Additionally, the apocalyptic themes of the Book of Enoch resonate strongly with the Book of Revelation, particularly in their shared visions of divine judgment, angelic hierarchies, and the ultimate triumph of righteousness. Some scholars argue that Enoch's influence can be traced through other New Testament writings, suggesting that its narrative shaped the divine. Some interpretations even identify Enoch with Metatron, a powerful angelic being considered the scribe of God. This transformation of Enoch into an angel underscores his importance in mystical thought and his enduring appeal as a symbol of spiritual ascent. Beyond theology, the Book of Enoch has influenced literature and art throughout history. Its vivid imagery and dramatic narratives have inspired countless works, from medieval illustrations of the early Christian thought in ways that remain underexplored. The Book of Enoch also plays a significant role in Jewish mysticism, particularly within the Kabbalistic tradition. Its detailed accounts of the heavens, celestial beings, and cosmic order align with Kabbalistic teachings about the divine structure of the universe. In these mystical frameworks, Enoch is often seen as more than a prophet. He is portrayed as a figure who bridges the gap between the human and Nephilim to modern fantasy novels that draw on its themes of celestial rebellion and forbidden knowledge. Writers like John Milton in Paradise Lost echoed the book's accounts of angelic rebellion, while more contemporary works in science fiction and fantasy continue to mine its rich lore. The story of the Watchers in particular has captured the imagination of creators seeking to explore the tension between divine order and free will. In the realm of modern spirituality and conspiracy theories, the Book of Enoch has gained new life. Its tales of advanced knowledge, celestial mechanics, and ancient cataclysms have been embraced by those seeking alternative narratives about human history and the cosmos. Some interpret the Watchers as extraterrestrial beings, linking the text to theories of ancient aliens. Others see its descriptions of celestial order as evidence of advanced astronomical understanding in antiquity. While these interpretations may stray far from the book's original context, they highlight its continued relevance as a source of wonder and inquiry. The preservation of the Book of Enoch in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church also speaks to its cultural significance. In Ethiopian Christianity, the text is revered as scripture, offering a unique perspective on the relationship between humanity and the divine. Its themes of justice, judgment, and redemption resonate deeply within the Ethiopian spiritual tradition, providing a lens through which believers understand their place in God's plan. What makes the Book of Enoch truly remarkable is its ability to bridge worlds. It connects the divine and the human, the sacred and the forbidden, the past and the present. Its impact is not limited to religious or academic circles. It speaks to anyone who seeks to understand the mysteries of existence. But as we reflect on its influence, manuscript, it's a challenge to conventional thinking, an invitation to question, and a reminder of the mysteries that still surround us. Its stories of fallen angels, forbidden knowledge, and divine judgment force us to confront uncomfortable truths about power, morality, and the limits of human understanding. But beyond its narratives, the Book of Enoch holds profound lessons for those willing to explore its depths. At its core, the Book of Enoch is a testament. We are left with a pressing question. If this text, long excluded and often overlooked, holds such power, what else might we discover if we continue to explore the boundaries of accepted knowledge? This question sets the stage for the final chapter, a reflection on the lessons we can draw from the Book of Enoch and an invitation to consider what its truths mean for our understanding of faith, history, and ourselves. The Book of Enoch is more than just an ancient. Do we pay for the knowledge we seek? The Book of Enoch also serves as a reminder of the unseen forces that shape our reality. Whether you interpret its tales as literal truths, allegorical teachings, or a mix of both, they reveal a cosmos alive with purpose and complexity. The idea that celestial beings could impact human history, for better or worse, forces us to reconsider our place in the grand scheme of things. Are we simply observers, or do we have a role to the tension between freedom and consequence? The Watchers, in their rebellion, embodied the desire to step beyond boundaries, to explore what lies beyond the known. Yet their actions also highlight the dangers of unchecked ambition and the ripple effects of defying divine order. For us, these stories raise questions that resonate deeply in the modern world. How often do we, in pursuit of progress or power, ignore the consequences of our actions? And what price? Play in the unfolding drama of existence. As we reflect on Enoch's journey, we are reminded of the power of faith and perseverance. Enoch didn't seek greatness, he sought closeness to God. And in doing so, he became a vessel for divine wisdom. His life challenges us to ask, what might we achieve if we walked with the same sense of purpose and devotion? What truths could we uncover if we dared to look beyond the surface of things? But the book of Enoch isn't just about the past, it's about the present and the future. Its exclusion from most biblical canons raises questions about authority, knowledge, and the stories we choose to tell. What other texts, ideas, or truths have been left out of the mainstream narrative? And what might we gain if we dared to explore them? Now it's your turn. What do you think of the truths revealed in the book of Enoch? Are they too fantastical to be real, or do they hold a deeper meaning we've yet to fully understand? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. And tell me, which country and state are you watching from? It's amazing to see how far this exploration reaches. If you found value in this journey, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you're not just supporting our work. You're joining a community of seekers who are unafraid to ask the big questions and explore the mysteries of existence. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next journey into the unknown. Remember, the more we question, the closer we get to the truth. Let's walk this path together.